In the Horn of Africa, a self-declared country exists in the shadows, unrecognized, unstable, and armed.
It's a self-governing, autonomous region with its own currency, military, and passport.
In the self-declared state of Somaliland,
the people of Somaliland have built a surprisingly stable democracy in a volatile region.
This is Somaliland, a place where tribal politics, piracy, and regional power plays collide in a dangerous game of survival. And what's coming next will make you question everything you thought you knew about Africa's borders. This isn't just a local issue, it's a strategic hotspot. Foreign mercenaries, secret military deals, and the looming threat of war are all brewing beneath the surface. And the world, mostly silent, but not for long. Somaliland declared its independence from Somalia in 1991 after the collapse of the Somali government during the Civil War. Following the fall of the brutal dictatorship of Siad Barre, the region, once part of British Somaliland, unilaterally declared itself an independent state. Somaliland's independence has not been recognized by any other nation, including Somalia, which claims Somaliland as part of its territory. Over the years, Somaliland has built its own political and military infrastructure, while Somalia has struggled to maintain control over its entire territory. Since declaring independence, Somaliland has established a relatively stable government, with elections held periodically and the development of a functioning security apparatus. Its capital, Hargeisa, has seen economic growth compared to other parts of Somalia. Yet, despite these achievements, the region remains isolated diplomatically, with its calls for international recognition largely ignored by the global community. Somaliland's military forces, estimated at about 20,000 personnel, are primarily focused on defending the territory from external threats, including Somalia's federal government and militant groups like Al-Shabaab. The region also faces occasional internal conflicts, particularly involving clans that challenge the authority of the central government. Clan rivalries often result in sporadic clashes, and the government's ability to maintain control in certain areas is constantly tested. The primary military challenge comes from Somalia's attempts to assert its sovereignty over Somaliland. While there have been no large-scale battles in recent years, the threat of military escalation remains high. The Somali government, based in Mogadishu, does not recognize Somaliland's independence and has threatened to take military action to reassert control over the region. Furthermore, Somalia's military weakness and ongoing conflict with insurgent groups complicate any potential military intervention. Somaliland's coastline along the Gulf of Aden has been a hotspot for piracy since the early 2000s. Pirates operating off the coast of Somalia, including Somaliland's waters, have targeted international shipping lanes, hijacking ships for ransom and creating a significant threat to global trade. The number of pirate attacks in the region peaked in 2011, with pirate groups controlling key maritime routes. These pirates have used the proceeds from ransom to fund arms, recruit fighters, and increase their presence in the region. While piracy has decreased in recent years due to international naval interventions, such as the EU Naval Force and the US Navy's anti-piracy operations, it remains a significant threat. Pirates continue to operate in the region, especially in the waters near the autonomous Puntland region, which borders Somaliland. The revenues from piracy have fueled the illegal arms trade and funded various militant groups, further destabilizing the Horn of Africa. The presence of pirates is often intertwined with clan dynamics in the region, as some clans support piracy as a means of economic survival, while others see it as a destabilizing force. There is also the issue of international naval patrols, which, while curbing piracy, have at times contributed to tensions with regional authorities, especially when foreign forces operate near Somaliland's coastline without its consent. Despite some economic progress, including the growth of the capital Hargeisa and the expansion of trade, Somaliland faces significant economic challenges. The lack of international recognition prevents the region from accessing international financial institutions and aid. This limits investment and infrastructure development, which are crucial for the long-term stability of the region. Somaliland's economy relies heavily on livestock exports, agriculture, and remittances from the diaspora. The country has also made efforts to develop its port in Berbera, which is strategically located and offers access to the Red Sea. B. The region remains economically vulnerable, and the lack of a recognized statehood has prevented it from fully tapping into its economic potential. One of the main political and military challenges to Somaliland's stability comes from its relations with Somalia. Despite Somaliland's claim to independence, Somalia has continually pressured the region to rejoin the federal union. In recent years, Somalia's government, backed by international actors, has intensified diplomatic efforts to regain control of Somaliland. This has led to sporadic military clashes along the border, as well as occasional skirmishes over the contested city of Las Anod, which has been a point of contention between Somaliland and Puntland. Several potential conflict scenarios could emerge in Somaliland in the coming years. One possibility is a renewed military clash with Somalia, especially if the Somali government strengthens its military capacity or gains more international support. Such a conflict could lead to a wider regional war, drawing in neighboring countries like Ethiopia, Djibouti, and Kenya, all of which have strategic interests in the Horn of Africa. Another potential flashpoint is the ongoing piracy in the Gulf of Aden. As long as piracy remains a threat, there is a risk of further military escalation, particularly if foreign naval forces continue to patrol the waters without the consent of Somaliland. Piracy could also provide a pretext for external military intervention in the region, further complicating the delicate political balance that Somaliland has maintained for years. The economic instability in Somaliland also presents a risk. Without international recognition, the region remains excluded from crucial international economic systems. As economic conditions worsen, there is a possibility that internal strife could escalate into more severe political unrest. Clan-based militias, often armed and operating outside the control of the government, could pose a significant threat to stability. The future of Somaliland remains uncertain, with the fragile balance between independence and reunification with Somalia. Somaliland's path forward will depend on its ability to manage internal conflicts, deal with external pressures, and navigate the complex geopolitical dynamics of the Horn of Africa. With an unstable border with Somalia, the ongoing threat of piracy, and the risk of internal clan violence, the potential for conflict in Somaliland is high. The region's strategic location, combined with its economic and military challenges, makes it a volatile area that could see further violence if diplomatic solutions are not found. As the world watches, the question remains: will Somaliland be able to maintain its independence in the face of mounting pressures, or will it eventually be absorbed into the larger political landscape of Somalia? The answer will have profound implications, not only for the region but for global geopolitical stability as well.